Okay, again, the third time. Good morning, everyone. So today's lecture is about vocabulary, which is one of the most important components of your examination. Why? As I've mentioned in my previous lectures, vocabulary is highly going to affect all the other areas of your exam, which is speaking, listening, reading, and writing. That's why vocabulary is highly important. Okay? So, in your IELTS examination, whether it be one of the four components, vocabulary is necessary for you to be able to comprehend in whatever the examination has. Okay? So, let me stress and emphasize more the importance of vocabulary. One of the most stressful parts of the examination is the reading exam. So, first is the listening, second will be your reading examination. And as you know, for those who have already taken the mock test, the reading examination has a total of 60 minutes, 1 hour. So when you come to think of it, 60 minutes may be long. Wow, that's an hour. But I suggest do not underestimate time because the moment the time starts, everything goes fast forward. Before you know it, an hour is already over. So it may be 60 minutes long, but the thing is there are 40 items in that examination, which means you only have 1 minute and 20 seconds for one item. What if you don't understand the word or the vocabulary used in a specific question? So you're quite doomed. But not really, because today we will be discussing how you can overcome your struggle when it comes to vocabulary. We will be discussing tricks and techniques in order for you to be able to ace the exam kahit na you're not so good when it comes to vocabulary. Let's say the words used were extra complex, extra difficult, extra complicated. But because of today's lecture, you will learn the techniques on how you will be able to get the right answer. So that is why you are here, my friends, because this lecture will help you find your way to the right answer. Okay? Again, I'm stressing the fact that it's a 60-minute examination with 40 items, meaning in the reading portion, combined with the questions, that is a total of 2,100 words. Imagine 2,100 words in 1 hour. You're not just going to be reading, my friends, you are also going to be answering at the same time. So, why is it not advised for you to read the whole passage in each exam? Why? Because if you spend too much time reading, it's going to eat up most of your time. Before you know it, you only have a few minutes left to answer. So, one of the techniques for you to be able to do proper time management is not to read the whole passage. Rather, you can scan through it. Okay? That's a good technique. And also, if you are good at reading the context clues of each vocabulary word that you find difficult, then that's another way for you to be able to move on from one item to the next without hesitating because you're sure that you can get the right answer. All right? So, yes, you have 2,100 words, and one of the most common problems that examiners undergo or experience is not having proper time management. It's highly difficult to have time management when you are under pressure because it's all mixed of emotions. You're nervous, you're under pressure, you're overthinking, you are stressed out because of the difficulty level of the exam. So all those things, all those factors can hinder you from having proper time management. Okay? That's why today we're going to talk about how we can use how we can use context clues in order for you to find the right answer, even if the word you encounter is highly difficult or let's say totally alien, meaning it's your first time to encounter the word. So let's move on. All right. How will we be able to find the correct or corresponding definition of a vocabulary word if it's our first time to ever encounter that word? Through the help of context or context clues. What is the meaning of context? These are words and sentences that surround a particular word and help fix its meaning. Context clues. So you have to be really good at analyzing the clues in a sentence so that you can unlock the meaning of one difficult word. Okay? Again, context are the words or sentences in a sentence that will help you unlock the meaning of a complex word. So, for example, this is the word example. I admire Aaron's candor, but sometimes he can be a bit too honest. I admire Aaron's candor, but sometimes he can be a bit too honest. All right. Does anybody in this room know the word candor? Are you familiar with the word candor? I believe Vanessa is, since you've taken this lesson before. Okay. But honestly, it's not a common word. It's not a common word that you would encounter on a daily basis. So the word candor is kind of complex, but because of the given sentence, you can somehow assume the meaning of the word. Why? What are the clues? Let's check the positive words. Again, I admire Aaron. So the subject in the sentence is Aaron. We're talking about Aaron. Kakaiba din yung name, no? So yeah, Aaron. I admire. Is the word admire a positive word? Yes. So that's number one clue. That candor is associated to positivity because the word admire is a positive word. Okay. I admire Aaron's candor, but there is a conjunction, but sometimes he can be a bit too honest. Another clue that you can use is a conjunction or a contrasting word in the sentence. So we started off with a positive statement. I admire Aaron's candor, but there's a sign that a negative meaning will come. And it says here, sometimes he can be a bit too honest. So, a bit too honest is a restatement of the meaning of the word candor. So, does anybody here have an idea now what the word candor means? Okay, first, let's identify what part of speech is candor. Is it a noun? No. Is it a verb? Is it an action word? No. But is it an adjective? Definitely. Why? Because it describes the subject, which is Aaron. Aaron. Okay. So Aaron's candor, adjective siya, which describes Aaron. And it's a positive adjective because of the word admire. So, but sometimes he can be a little bit too honest. Meaning, candor has something to do with someone's being straightforward. Okay? It's not easy to be a straightforward person because we tend to hesitate being frank. Why? Because we tend to think, how will this person react if I'm too frank towards that person? Okay, do you get my point? So it's most likely people don't become straightforward to others because we're scared of their reaction. Am I right? Are you guys following? But in the sentence, I admire Aaron's candor, meaning natutuwa ako sa kanyang pagiging direkta or straightforward. Okay? Because it means you're not going to be having a hard time talking with Aaron because hindi siya paligoy-ligoy. But instead, he has what you call candor, which is the ability of being straightforward. Okay? So yeah. Does everybody understand now the meaning of candor? Yes. So it says there, sometimes he can be a bit too honest. So there are advantages and disadvantages of being extra honest. Again, as I said, it may turn out offensive to others because not everyone is open to criticism or positive criticism, right? Constructive criticism. That's the word that I'm looking for. Not everyone is welcome or open to constructive criticism. So not everyone will appreciate a person's candor, right? But to be honest, I like it more when somebody is straightforward. At least I know what I get to improve. Unlike other people who sugarcoat words or use flowery words, because sometimes tough love is better than flowery words. Okay, my mic is. Hello. I feel like I need to change the battery. Hello? Hello? Okay. So, we have 4 types of context clues. 4 different types. This is very helpful because then it means you are given 4 different techniques on how to distinguish context clues. There are 4 different techniques. Technique number 1 is restatement. From the word itself, restatement, it means to state again. All right. To our Zoom participants, give me a second. I'm just gonna change the microphone's batteries. Apparently, they're not working anymore. Last week pa kasi ito ginagamit eh. Wait lang guys ah. So sorry for the inconvenience, though. I should have checked it in advance. Hopefully, these batteries are fully charged, because if not, I'd have to scream. Hello, mic check. All right. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so going back to our lecture. Again, we have 4 types of context clues. Number 1 is restatement. From the word itself, you would already have an idea what restatement means. Again, means again, state means say, or it's written in the sentence. So restatement. Number 2, positive, negative. Don't worry, I will be explaining each one more specifically and more detailed later. So number 2 is positive, negative. In a sentence, especially if the sentence is a compound sentence or a complex sentence, we what is wrong? We have positive and negative statements, which will be very helpful for you to find the context clues. But what's not helpful right now is the microphone. So, hang on. What is happening today? Like Thursday is the day full of technical difficulties. Okay. I'll just speak on the top of my lungs for now. I hope I can still be heard. I can still be heard? Right, okay. I'm just gonna be needing extra effort in speaking. So, again, as I was saying, number 2, the second techniques in finding context clues is looking for the positive and the negative side of a sentence. Because then you can identify what are the synonyms, what are the antonyms. Then it's easy for you to understand or unlock the meaning of a complex word. Okay? And number 3 is contrast. What does contrast mean? Contrast simply means opposite. All right? An indication or a way for you to understand a word is to look for the opposite word in the sentence. Again, if you look for the positive word, you can identify, the negative word. If you look for the negative word, you can identify, okay, that's a positive word. And probably this is what it means, the antonym of the word. For example, my sister Annika enjoys, my sister Annika finds pleasure in doing outdoor activities. However, my brother Michael dislikes outdoor activities. So the word pleasurable, inisihan ko lang. So the word pleasurable, automatically, you can see the contrast because I mentioned that my brother Michael dislikes. That word dislike is easy, right? You can easily understand. Dislike means you don't like it. He's not fond of doing it. So automatically, the word pleasurable is a positive word, which means Annika, my sister Annika, likes doing outdoor activities. Okay? Again, my sister Annika finds pleasure in doing outdoor activities. However, my brother Michael dislikes outdoor activities. Meaning the word finds pleasure, or pleasure means likes or fond of. It's a positive word. So that's what we mean by contrast. Is everyone following? And the fourth type of context clue is specific detail. What does specific detail mean? From the word itself, detail. Details na nga, specific pa. Isn't this a little redundant? Okay. But yeah, what does it mean, specific detail? It actually means that there are words in a sentence that would actually tell you the details that are helpful for you to understand a specific vocabulary word. You just have to pay attention. You just have to be very meticulous in looking for the clues. It's like a treasure hunt. I'm not good at treasure hunting, but when it comes to context clues, I think we can be good at this, especially after this lecture. Okay? Right. So let us read an example of restatement. The sentence uses a word, okay, this is not yet the example, the definition. The sentence uses a word or a group of words with similar meanings to help explain the definition of the vocabulary word. So, pay attention to the definition of restatement. The word or a group of words with similar meanings. Meaning, you will be encountering words with a similar meaning in a restatement type of context clue. Let me show you an example. Number 1. The baseball coach punished the team's duplicity or deceitfulness after they admitted to using steroids to boost their batting beverages. Pay attention first to the words around the word duplicity. I know this word may sound unfamiliar to everyone. It's not a common word, I understand. But does that mean you will not try to unlock the word? Definitely no. Because there are other words in the sentence that would actually be helpful for you to understand. First of all, the word or. It's one clue for you to understand what the word duplicity means, because it says here duplicity or deceitfulness. Ni-reinstate na. It is already reinstated. You understand? However, I have another problem. What could that be? Another problem is you don't know the meaning of deceitfulness. Oh my God. I'm doomed. I feel like I'm in a trap or something. But yeah, what if hindi mo nga talaga alam yung meaning ng deceitfulness? So hindi mo na rin alam yung meaning ng duplicity? Wait, you don't have to give up so easily. You still have hope. May hope pa tayo sa situation na to. Why? The other words around it. Okay? Isa-isahin mo lang until you analyze. But take note, you have 1 minute and 20 seconds for one item. So, after they admitted to using steroids, you all know what steroids are, right? It's a kind of drug that actually helps you boost. I'm sorry for the nursing students here. I can't explain it as meticulously as you can, but as far as I know, steroids is a drug that if you use it, you can regain a lot of energy and stamp power, or it can heighten your endurance. Am I right? Controls your hormones. It controls the hormones, and the effect is higher endurance. So steroids are used by people in concerts. Para tumagal sila sa concert. Or performers, such as dancers. It's sad reality, I know, but that's for another day. Let's talk about that later. But yeah, as you can see, we're talking about the baseball coach punish the team. We're talking about baseball players. Baseball is a sport that requires extra energy. I mean, all kinds of sports require energy, but yeah, it's a game that you require a lot of energy. But the thing is, the team members use steroids to boost their batting averages para daw ma-boost yung kanilang performance sa game. So, from that clue that I gave, what now do you think is the meaning of deceitfulness and duplicity? Since we have the word or that tells us these two words are actually the same or similar. Do you guys have any idea? Any hands, or should I call names? Actually, I don't know all your names, but I know Jade's name. Okay, Jade. What do you think now deceitfulness and duplicity mean? You don't have any idea of all the things that I mentioned? Probably you do have an idea. It's just that you don't want to share it with us, but it's okay. It's okay. How about you, Benica? Right. Do you have any idea what deceitfulness might mean? I think you do. All right, I'm not gonna force anyone, but yeah. May pandarayang nangyayari, right? Because it says here it's a game, a baseball game. But then they use steroids to boost their performance level. That's a clue that the word deceitfulness and duplicity is associated with the word pandaraya, or they used techniques that are against the law, against the rule. So in Tagalog, pandaraya. Okay, this is a very tricky word, duplicity, because prior to your knowledge, baka isipin nyo, ang ibig sabihin ng duplicity, duplicate susi? Susi? Is it a key? Is it a duplicate? No. Do not, wag kang umasa sa prior knowledge mo. Don't just rely on your prior knowledge to unlock a definition of a word, because it will affect the rest of the comprehension of the sentence, of the word. What you have to do, you have to pay attention to the whole sentence, to the clues in the sentence, and then you can unlock the word. Is it clear? Was it easy? Okay, pero do you get the idea of how restatement context clues is being used? Yes? I hope yes. That's the effort ko mag-explain, tas no. Joke lang. No. Don't take things personally. I'm just kidding. All right. So yeah, duplicity. In English, there's a double meaning. Or it means deceitfulness. And deceitfulness actually means you lied. A deceitful person is a liar, a traitor, cheater. Uy, hugot. Grabe sa cheater, oh. Okay, yeah, a cheater. It's actually the right meaning. Okay, so now, duplicity, deceitfulness, restated in the same sentence. Did the context clues help you unlock the meaning? Yes. Good. All right, we have another example of restatement context clues. Pero ang hirap pag walang mic. All right. Let me read the example. The slender woman was so thin, her clothes were too big on her. Ito, medyo mas madali ito. Huwag niyo sabihin sa akin, hindi niyo na-gets. No, just kidding. So, the slender woman. So, the word here that we're trying to unlock is the word slender. But again, Ma'am Shannen, that word is not commonly used. Come on. You can just simply say slim. Right? But the thing is, this is an IELTS examination, so you don't expect things to be easy for you. You expect things to be challenging. So the word slender it is reinstated in this statement using the word thin. One more time, thin. Okay, in our pronunciation lecture last week, TH sound has to be your teeth in between your tongue must be in between your upper and lower teeth. Thin. Thin. The reason why you can't pronounce it as thin is because you're putting your tongue behind your teeth, but that's wrong. Okay, you put it in between your teeth so that you can say thin. Okay, got it. The slender woman was so thin, her clothes were too big on her. Another clue is her clothes were too big on her. So it's another indication that the word slender means that a person is obese. Just kidding. Oh, hindi ka na. Sabi niya, yes, yes. No. Okay, so another indication that the word slender means thin is that her clothes were too big on her. Again, this is what you call, thank you so much, finally. Heaven sent. Thank you. All right, so that's another indication. So we already have two context clues. That's a very good example of restatement type of context. Okay, so second is positive negative. This is not a mathematical subject, or this is not a math problem, but we do have positive and negative. Okay, in life, we do go through positive things and negative things. MMK music play. Okay, so first example, relationships which are not directly apparent are inferred or implied. Sorry, this is the meaning. Okay, so my relationships, okay, sa positive, negative context clues. We can talk about the relationship of one subject to another subject. And then we can talk about the relationship of people, of other nouns, of places to each other, which are inferred or implied. When we say implied, it is not 100% direct word, but through the context clues, you can get the meaning. The meaning is implied. It means hindi man direktang nasagot, but because of the words used, you could confirm a certain thing. Analyze if a word conveys optimism or pessimism. Ma'am, ano po ba yung optimism? Ano po ba yung pessimism? All right. So it says here, you gotta analyze, meaning pay attention to the words in a sentence. Kung optimistic or pessimistic ang meaning ng isang word. When we say optimism, it talks about positivity. Positivity, optimistic. If somebody has an optimistic character, that person has a bubbly character or a positive outlook in life. Meaning, masayahin siya, jolly person. An optimistic person is somebody who, instead of saying, I quit, says, I won't give up. A positive person or an optimistic person is looking at the good side of a situation. Now, pessimism talks about the opposite of positivity, which is negativity. Okay, so optimism means positive and pessimism means negative. If you're a pessimistic person, you would definitely just give up on something that you find so challenging or so difficult to resolve. Okay? And a pessimistic person always, you can see it on their faces that they're not happy, that they're sad, and they're always grumpy and bitter. So, That is one clue, one way for you to identify the meaning of a sentence, of the word in a sentence, by checking the words and statements with positive and negative meaning. This is an example. The haberdashery was Lou's favorite place. He loved shopping for nice suits. The people who worked there were so kind and helpful. All right. You may all be asking, what the heck does haberdashery mean? Haberdashery. Ang hirap. Okay. Haberdashery was Lou's favorite place. Take note, Lou is a guy because we're using the pronoun he. He loved shopping for nice suits. The people who worked there were so kind and helpful. What word indicates that the word haberdashery is positive or negative? Let's take a look. Yes? Is it a positive word or a negative word? Okay, everyone on the site answered positive. Okay. What is the word that indicates, word or words that indicate that the word haberdashery is a positive word? The word kind and helpful. Kind, okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. However, the people who worked there were kind and helpful. We're talking about the people because kind and helpful describe the people who work there. However, there are other words in this example that show that the word haberdashery is positive. Paano natin mapapatunayan? Very good. Because of the word favorite. So the word favorite indicates that there is positivity in the situation. Because it's a favorite. It most commonly, when we talk about favorite things, we're talking about things that make us feel happy, make us feel good, right? Favorite mo nga eh, right? So let's say your favorite food. It makes you happy, right? Because it's your favorite. So the haberdashery was Lou's favorite place. Another clue is that a haberdashery is a place, favorite place. So there's a positive meaning. Yes, Mom. Hala. Okay, wait lang po. Mhm. Thank you. Nasaan na ba tayo? Mhm. Tingnan niya sabi. Okay, there. So we do have 7 participants via Zoom. Again, let's go back. So another indication, another way to unlock the meaning of haberdashery is that the word place. So it's a positive place. So another thing that you discovered from the word haberdashery from the context clues is that haberdashery is a good place. Okay, it's not a bad place, it's a good place. Another word that indicates that it's a positive place. Yes, sino answer ng love? You? Yeah, okay. So he says here that he loved. Okay, that is an indication that haberdashery is a nice place, is a good place to be at. So now, how can we further understand what is haberdashery? Excuse me? Yeah, actually, your answer is right. Because it says here, he loved shopping for nice suits. Suits. And then an indication that this place is a place for men is that the pronoun he, meaning he's a guy. So this is a place where men buy suits. Or in Filipino, in Tagalog, the word haberdashery is patahian. Okay? Ng mga suits. Alright? Specifically for men. As stated in this example. Because the name Lou is actually quite tricky. It said Lou can be a girl's name as well. However, because of the pronoun he, it's specific. Now, he's a guy, and haberdashery is patahian ng mga suits for men. Okay? Do you now understand how positive, negative can help you find the meaning of a difficult word? Is it easy? Not. For some, it might not be easy, but it's possible. It's attainable. Okay? All right, let's move on to the next example. Okay, so the third way or technique for you to be able to find context clues is through the use of contrast. The sentence uses a word or a group of words with an opposite definition. Again, opposite definition to give the meaning of the vocabulary word. So, how can you easily identify if the context clue is being used is contrast? By the use of these conjunctions or contrasting words. But, although, on the contrary, on the other hand, dissimilar, on the noble, in contrast to, and however. Okay? So, for example, the sentence has a positive tone, and then you find the word but or however, so you're expecting the next statement to be negative. But, pwede bang pagbalik na rin? Yes. You can see interchanged examples such as it started with a negative statement and then the following statement is positive. But as long as you find these contrasting words or connectors, you can be sure that the type of context clue being used is contrast. So now it's easy for you to identify what the meaning of the word is. Let me give an example. Whereas Melissa is quite lithe, her sister is clumsy and awkward. Whereas Melissa is quite lithe, her sister is clumsy and awkward. So we have the word whereas. It's an indication that we're talking about two different ideas here. A positive one and a negative one. Let's take a look, since we are not familiar with the word lithe yet. Let's take a look at the following statement after the comma, which is her sister is clumsy and awkward. What, my friends, does clumsy mean? You guys have any idea what the word clumsy means? Do you know the song Clumsy? All right. Again, clumsy and awkward. These are the words that will help you identify or unlock the meaning of lithe. It has something to do with movement. Clumsiness means when you go through a room or a specific area, like a table, the tendency is you drop something, or the tendency is you spill water on the table. That's an indication of being clumsy. Awkward movements. It means that her movements are weird. Awkward, weird, right? Weird movements and awkward movements, such as when she walks into a room, instead of being quiet, there are so many things going on, like her pen falls and then her books fall on the ground. That's what you call clumsiness. It means you're not so careful. You're not careful with your movements. So Melissa is quite lithe, but her sister is clumsy and awkward. So because of defining her sister as clumsy and awkward, it talks about Melissa being the opposite of awkward and clumsy, which is, ano ang opposite ng clumsy and awkward? Graceful. The movements are graceful. Mahinhin. Alright? So if the word graceful means movements that are very quiet, not so noticeable, or not so loud. So meaning the word lithe means graceful. You understand? So that's what you call contrast context clues. Second example. Unlike the apoplectic parents shouting at the administrator, Mr. Wallaby stood still, enjoying the unexpected entertainment. Unlike the apoplectic, so this is apoplectic. What word in this sentence is a contrasting word? Unlike, right? Unlike. It shows us that it's comparing two different things. And we have parents as the first subject, and Mr. Wallaby as the second subject. Since we are not familiar with the word apoplectic, let's take a look at the other words that we can be familiar with, which is stood still. So Mr. Wallaby stood still. Stood still, standing still. What does that mean? You're relaxed. Hindi ka malikot. And when you're relaxed, it means you're not nervous. You're not in a crazy situation, but you're standing still. It indicates calmness. Okay? Enjoying. That's another word, another context clue. Enjoying the unexpected entertainment. So chill lang siya. Okay? Mr. Wallaby is just chill, enjoying. Okay? So those are the contrasting words that would help us understand the meaning of apoplectic. Another meaning of another word that indicates that apoplectic can be the opposite of calm and chill is the word shouting. Shouting at the administrator. Meaning, ang ibig sabihin ng apoplectic is a negative word. Again, balik tayo sa second nating context clue, which is negative positive. Shouting is a negative word, which means apoplectic is a negative word. Because ang opposite ng stood still, enjoying, Chill, calm is rattled or nervous or magulo or loud. So now we can assume that the word apoplectic means, any answers? Louder, please. The word apoplectic actually means chaotic. Okay? Chaotic means magulo, maingat. Or it also has an association with the word anger. Kasi nga, sumisigaw eh. Right? Unlike the apoplectic parent shouting at the administrator, si Mr. Wallaby down, calm, stood still, enjoying the unexpected entertainment. A good example similar to this is like people accusing you of something, but you're there very calm and chill because you know the truth about yourself, that you had nothing to do with a certain issue or problem. Okay, everyone understands how to use the contrasting context clue? Yes, all right. Okay, the last context clue is specific detail. Okay, specific detail, it means you have to pay attention to the little bits and pieces of a sentence in order for you to understand the word that you're having a hard time unlocking. Uses examples to help the reader infer the meaning of the vocabulary word. Look for words or phrases like such as, including, consists of, and then if you find colons and dashes, that means that there are more details given in a specific example or sentence. Okay, let's have our example. The river was full of noxious materials such as cleaning agents from factories and pesticides from the nearby farms. What indication do we have that we can use the special detail context clue? Such as. Sabi nga dito, look for words or phrases like such as, meaning after stating the river was full of noxious materials, it gives more examples or more details as to what noxious materials are, which is cleaning agents, pesticides. And we all know that cleaning agents and pesticides are harmful chemicals. Yes? Okay. So we can therefore conclude that the word noxious means harmful, not good for your health, dangerous. Those are the words that you can use to associate with the word noxious. Does everybody agree? Especially the river. We're talking about the river. Okay? So let's think about Pasig River. No, the Pasig River has great improvements as of now. Hopefully, Philippines can do a better job at it. The government can implement more laws, environmental organizations can work on those. So the river was full of noxious materials such as cleaning agents from factories and pesticides from the nearby farms. Factories. We all know that factories need maintenance in order for them to be cleaned. and they need cleaning agents, right? It highly means that the amount of the chemicals are a lot or high because factories, not just factory, but factory. So it definitely means that the word noxious is associated with harmfulness, danger, and being poisonous. Meaning, you should not take a dip in that river. Why would you in the first place? Okay, next example. Is it clear? When going to an office party, you should show your best decorum. For example, dress your best, drink and eat moderately, and be sure to thank the host before you leave. Decorum. Such a difficult word. I wouldn't even use it if I were you. Okay, but this is the given example. Right. The situation is going to an office party. Who among you have attended an office party? None? You've never been to an office party before? Really? Really? You chose not to attend or there was none organized? So you can also use your prior experience to somehow unlock the situation or maybe compare the situation but not unlock the word. I'm just saying that when you go to an office party, how should you dress? Pambahay. No, definitely not. It's an office party. What do you expect? You expect people to wear decent clothes. You expect people to wear their best attire or probably even shop for new clothes. That's what I would do. Just kidding. Okay, on my budget. So, office party. Hindi lang yan yung family gathering. If you're going to compare it from a family gathering, you would know that going to an office party requires you to show up as a more decent person. Unlike going to a family gathering wherein you can just wear casual clothes or even babae. So definitely an office party requires you to wear your best attire or formal clothes. And there is an indication in the sentence which helps us understand that specific details, context clues are being used. What is that expression? For example. Okay? Tinulungan ka na oh. It makes it easier because of the term for example. So, dress your best, drink and eat moderately, and be sure to thank the host before you leave. So now it helps us think that decorum has something to do with our manners. Yes, no. It has something to do with a person's manners when you are in a formal gathering. It has something to do with your behavior. Okay? An example of having the best decorum is dressing your best, drink and eat moderately, meaning one PG. No, okay. Drink and eat moderately, meaning huwag na tayong magpa-Sharon. Ano ba sabihin mo sa boss mo? Uy, pa-Sharon naman, away sa mga lumpia. Sino dito nagbubulsa ng lumpia? That is not a good decorum. Okay? Definitely not. Sino dito may bawang plastic labo? Magtandaan. Natatawa na si Sir Ro, baka ikaw yun. Just kidding. Relate much. Alright, so yeah. Filipinos, this is what I noticed about Filipinos. I'm not being discriminating to Filipinos because I'm a Filipino myself. What I'm saying is, nakakaugalian na ng Filipinos to do Sharon, right? Or, kapag malamig na kamag-anak, like you're gonna ask for pabalot naman no, mga ganyan. However, this is an office party. So you have to have your best decorum. Meaning, wag ka na magpa-Sharon. Drink and eat moderately. And be sure to thank the host before you leave. This is a very important behavior that not many Filipinos have, sadly. The attitude of gratitude. In any event that you're invited to, in any um, occasion or party that you're invited to, always remember to thank the host. Because the host exerted a lot of effort for you to be comfortable, for you to have the best experience that you can at their party. So, ano ba naman yung simpleng thank you, right? So, this is not related to context clues, but then it's just the life advice. Okay, because if I were to be your host and you didn't say thank you to me, I'm not inviting you to the next party. And then joke. Ano, syempre, I would appreciate it if you thank me, right? You're welcome. Pero pag bayad ka, huwag ka naman thank you. No, just kidding. All right, so yeah, we do have really active Zoom participants. Somebody answered harmful, poisonous, the meaning of noxious on the previous example. That is right. Okay, again, decorum means behavior or your manners. It talks about how you showcase yourself in a certain event or place. Okay, easy? Context clues are easy now, right? So kanina, in the beginning of our lecture, everyone was kind of gloomy. Your faces were like, huh? Parang mahirap yung context clues. But now, I feel like everyone's mood has been lightened. Am I right? Hindi nga totoo. Na-explain ko ba na maayos? May pagdududa. Okay, so this is an example of what the test can look like. I admire, back at it again on our first example. I admire Aaron's candor, but sometimes he can be a bit too honest. So now you have multiple choice. We have A, attitude, B, frank, sincere speech, C, readiness to judge or criticize others, D, comfort speaking in front of people, and E, irritability. Now, if you feel like one of the choices should be crossed out, feel free to do so that you can focus on the most probable and possible correct answer. So, again, we have here, I admire Aaron's candor. Again, we said that candor has something to do with someone's attitude, right? So hindi natin i-cross out yung A because it is a probable answer. It is a possible answer. Now, it has something to do with being too honest. I-cross out ba natin yung B, yes or no? No. Now, letter C, readiness to judge or criticize others. Mukhang medyo pasok, right? So let's not cross that out easily. Comfort speaking in front of people, it is another possible answer. Grabe, ang hirap pala. All right, so irritability is a little bit off the topic. So let's cross out irritability. Okay? So, I admire Aaron's candor, but sometimes he can be a bit too honest. It talks about the manner of speaking. But the word attitude is too general. It doesn't have a specific meaning. So it means you have to box it out now, right? Now we have last three options. B, C, D. What do you think is the right answer? People from Zoom? Let's see who will have the correct answer from people in Zoom. All right. Giselle answered B, followed by Rendo. Naginaya lang. Okay, halos sabay lang silang sumagot, so I trust the answer. So, they said B. Kayo? Uy, ginaya nyo lang sila. Parang hindi ko sinabi agad. All right, everyone. What do you think is the correct answer? Skip na tayo, hindi ko rin alam. Okay. So, why is B the correct answer? Because it talks about frank, sincere speech. As I said earlier, the manner of speaking, right? So, X and X. It doesn't talk about comfort. It may talk about comfort speaking in front of other people, but the most specific answer is letter B, which is being frank and sincere. Okay? Thank you. Congratulations from our to our Zoom participants who got the correct answer. I'm not going to be congratulating the people here because they just made Gaia. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know you guys understood it well. That's why you know the answer is B. All right, so next. This sentence then uses two types of context clues. Maaari yun. It is possible that a sentence can use two types of context clues. So in the given example, the restatement and positive negative context clues are used. So the first part of the sentence tells you that candor is a good thing. It's positive or negative. So you can choose. This is the technique, positive, negative. The first part of the sentence tells you that candor is a good thing. Why? Because of the word admire. That is a context clue that tells us that Aaron's attitude is a positive attitude because he's a person that is admired, tinitingala, or look up to. Okay? The second part essentially restates the meaning of the word. Again, positive negative technique, which we found the word admire as the positive word. And then on the second statement, but sometimes he can be a bit too honest. So this is a restatement of the word candor. Therefore, the correct answer is B. You understand? Okay, let's have example number 2. Harry suddenly found himself destitute, so poor that he could barely afford to eat. Oh, that's such a sad situation. Harry suddenly found himself destitute. Examples given are so poor, barely afford to eat. Therefore, destitute means broke, penniless, pennywise. No, pennywise. That's a clown. All right. Bakit ayaw? Ayan. All right. So, restatement, so poor. Positive, negative, could barely afford to eat. If you cannot afford to eat, is that a negative or a positive? Negative. So we use that technique and then restatement, so poor. Okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, let's talk about example number 3. This is quite a long paragraph. Let me read it for you. Sarah had worked so hard for the past few weeks that she decided she owed herself a day of complete indolence. Hirap naman ng word, oh. Saturday, she slept until noon, ordered takeout so she wouldn't have to cook, and left the dishes in the sink. She left her chores for another day and spent the afternoon lying on the couch, reading and watching television. Sana all. But on Sunday, she was back to her old assiduous self. And by noon, she had already cleaned her whole apartment, done her grocery shopping, and paid her bills. In short, wow, Sarah, that was a well spent day off. Okay, let's talk about Sarah. Our subject is Sarah. So, Sarah had worked so hard for the past few weeks. That's why she decided a day off, or a day of complete indolence. So, this is the word that we're trying to unlock. A day of complete indolence. What are the examples or the other words that serve as clues, as context clues, as to what indolence means? Yes, that's right. She slept until noon. Slept. Ordered takeout so she wouldn't have to cook. Cooking is a very tiring task, actually, right? Because when you cook, you gotta buy the things that you need to cook. You gotta peel off the vegetables or onion and garlic that you need to saute. You need to prepare that, and then you have to do all the different procedures for cooking. And after cooking, it entails cleaning, right? Oh, bakit ka ba magluluto? Just go buy something, right? So since she wanted a relaxing day, she decided, I don't want to cook. I'm just gonna order takeout. Easy, convenient, time saver. Book your delivery. I actually have a delivery business, and that's what I always put on the caption. I handle the advertisement of the delivery business, and I'm like, okay, easy, convenient, affordable. No, not Ruben. It's a local one. It's actually like a startup business that we started in the pandemic season. So yeah, it's so easy to order takeout or to just book a delivery. It's so convenient, right on your doorstep, right? So a complete time saver. You don't have to cook. Left the dishes in the sink. Something that I would not attempt to do if I'm in my mom's house. Okay. Meaning these clues are indicating that Sarah is just relaxing. She didn't do anything to tire herself. So we can assume that a day of complete indolence is a day of complete rest or doing nothing. Okay? Do you understand how we were able to get the meaning of the word indolence by the use of context clues? Okay. So, this is also an indication na hindi siya masipag today. So, the opposite of working hard working is laziness, right? So we know that indolence is a word associated to laziness. She was too lazy, so she slept. She slept until noon. Lazy people sleep until noon. Giange. Paano naman, ma'am, yung mga nagtatrabaho graveyard? Okay, you're excused. I'm just, but the normal routine is that the early bird catches the worm, meaning if you wake up early, you get things done earlier, you get things done, you're more productive during the day. So yeah, if you are lazy, you tend to wake up at noon or after noon and then ordered takeout, didn't cook, so she was lazy the whole day. She left her chores for another day and spent the afternoon lying on the couch, being horizontal on the couch. I watch YouTube influencers vlogs, and she has this term called "I'm being horizontal on my couch," which simply means I'm lying on my couch. Horizontal, di ba? That's such a cute expression. So yeah, being horizontal on the couch all day is an indication, another indication of laziness. Okay? Now let's take a look at the word assiduous. But on Sunday, she was back to her old assiduous self. The word but is an indication that we have contrast. We're talking about contrast. And contrast means opposing settings. Yung opposite yung tinutukoy. So if the word indolence means lazy, being lazy, meaning we are expecting that the word assiduous means the opposite of lazy, which is hardworking. Okay? So Sarah is not usually a lazy person, but she's actually assiduous. Okay? Meaning, masipag naman talaga siya. She was just relaxing because it was her day off. And I think that's okay. I mean, everybody needs that kind of a day off. Sometimes we don't need to always be on the go. We don't need to always do our best. Sometimes we just need to chill, relax, and spend a day of complete indolence. All right? So, yeah, by noon, an indication that assiduous means hardworking is that she had cleaned her whole apartment. Take note, whole apartment. Not just part of it, not just her room, not just her bathroom, but the whole apartment. Gano'n kasipag si Sarah? Sarah, mahingi naman kasi because actually, I can't do that. Like the whole apartment in one day? Crazy. Okay. So done her grocery shopping, which is another difficult task. Because if you do grocery shopping, it also means that you spend money, and we don't want that. Grocery shopping is another indication that assiduous means hardworking. And paid her bills. Wow, napaka-lenient naman ni Sarah. So Sarah did all those things on the next day because that's her normal self. It says here that she's back in her normal self. Okay? So assiduous means hardworking and persevering and showing care, paying to paying attention to the detail. All right. So somehow it is the opposite of being indolent. Okay. Everything clear? Okay. We are going to take a break at 10:50. Just a 10-minute break. Okay. Using contrast and specific detail. What do you think is the definition of indolence? A. Luxury. B. Hard labor. C. Deep sleep. D. Laziness. E. Household chores. Okay? Participants in Zoom, oh, hindi ko pa man din natatanong, may sagot na. Okay, what is the answer? What is the correct answer? Participants from Zoom, please do encode your answer. Okay. Nobody has given any answer yet. D. Rendo gave his answer. This time, Rendo gave the first answer. Does everybody agree that the answer is D? Okay. First technique, cross out the answers, the choices that you feel like are not probably going to be the correct answer. So we have luxury. It has nothing associated, it's not associated to the word indolence, right? Luxury. Cross out luxury. Household chores. A day of complete indolence. It has something to do with household chores, but if you go back, she slept until noon, ordered takeout, chore ba yun? Household chore ba yung sleeping? Is taking out food a household chore? Or no, right? So we can cross out household chores because it's not a possible answer. Hard labor. It can be a possible answer, but I think it's the opposite, right? So cross out. Since opposite ng indolence is hard labor, cross it out. Deep sleep. It was described here that she slept, she took out food, she left the dishes in the sink. So being specific, this is not the right answer because it only pertains to sleeping. So definitely the correct answer is laziness. Okay? That's how you get the correct answer. By crossing out and analyzing word by word. Tips and strategies. Be sure to look carefully at the context of the sentence itself and avoid bringing your own contextual meaning from your own experiences of colloquial language use or slang. Okay? It means, like the example that I gave you earlier about duplicity. The baseball coach punished the team's duplicity. So, ibig ko sabihin nun, the number of team duplicated? Kasi nga, ang intindi mo sa duplicity is duplicate? No. So, do not bring your prior knowledge trying to unlock the meaning of a specific word. Unless you haven't read the whole sentence or the whole paragraph, don't jump into conclusions just yet. Okay? That's why I said analyze, analyze, pay careful attention. Okay? Consider the tone and connotation of the other words in the sentence. At minimum, this can often help you determine whether the vocabulary word is positive or negative. So yung tone. Every sentence has a tone. You can find the tone using exclamation points. You can find the tone of a sentence by paying attention whether it's a positive or a negative sentence, just like the examples that were given earlier. Okay? Look for introductory words and phrases such as unfortunately, however, surprisingly. So those words can help you identify, is this a positive word? Is this a negative word? What kind of tone is it giving? These words often tell you whether the word is positive or negative and or set up contrast clues. Read carefully. Look for specific details that provide clues to meaning. Okay. Medyo contrary sa sinabi ko on the very beginning of our lecture, which is time management. Read carefully. Time management. Do they come hand in hand? Parang no. But the thing is, If you keep on practicing, if you keep on attending or booking mock test schedule, eventually you'll get used to the test. Eventually, you're helping yourself. And I have another student, I can't remember who, I think it was you, Shen. Shen, right? Okay. You mentioned that you're using online resources. Oh yeah. Okay, and I think another student, I don't remember her name, but she said that so since she can't afford to be here in the IELTS Review Center during the days of lecture or during the days that the mock test center is available, she uses online resources such as videos or websites that can help her be familiarized with the reading exam. Okay? So another reason why you can't manage your time is because it's new, the activity is new to you. Parang hindi mo pa kasi gamay, right? But the thing is, when over time, when you keep on practicing, you will develop familiarity. Ay, oo, ito din yun eh. Parang ganun, right? So, then you can apply this tip, which is read carefully. Even though you're under time pressure, you know the technique in reading, which is you don't have to read the whole content, but you can do what you can do is scan through it. Okay. If you have heard the vocabulary word before, but aren't sure what it means, try to remember the context in which you heard it used before. This may help you better use the context as it is presented on the exam. Let's say yung word na nakita mo sa reading test, it rings a bell. Meaning, parang na-encounter ko the word ago. It's as if I've heard this word somewhere, or I've read it on an article, and then try to remember where was that word used, on what specific sentence or situation was it used. Somehow it will help for you to easily understand the meaning on the actual test. Okay, we will be continuing prefixes and suffixes on after the break time, which is at exactly 11 a.m. See you. Hi, so to everyone who missed the announcement, I'm going to be announcing it again. So we will have 5 slots for today for the one-on-one coaching, the speaking coaching. So I will be, now that I'm familiarized with the scoring, I will be giving you your score. What will be your initial score? So I only need 5 slots for today. So who's gonna, okay, Shen, one. Next. Who's next? What's your name again? Rico. Rico. Okay. Rico and 3 more slots. You can try it since it's your first time. Yeah. So that you can have a feel of what it's like. Would you like to? It's just a 15-minute session. All right. No, of course it's in English. So Shan, Rico, and Javelin. So we already have 3. 2 more. Okay. And 1 more. Don't you want to try it out? I've never had a one-on-one session with you before. I have experience, but I'm not ready yet. You're not ready right now. Okay, that's okay. How about you, ma'am? Okay, so we have only from this side. Nobody wants to do it on this side. What's wrong? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more slot. Oh, it's okay. But I need one more slot. So that on Thursday, on Friday, Saturday, you don't need to have the one-on-one session. Okay, there you go. So first, second, third, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So after our lecture, we will resume right away. Okay? So that we can all go home early. So I'll make it 15 minutes minimum or maximum so that you don't have to wait for so long. So for those who are number 3, 4, 5, you can go on a break while others are having their one-on-one session since that's gonna be like 30 minutes. Okay. So prefixes and suffixes. This is so elementary, but we need this refresher lesson in order for us to be refreshed and knowledgeable about the meaning of words. Okay? Because prefixes and suffixes have root words. Now, if you add a prefix in the beginning of the word, it changes the meaning. And it also changes the meaning if you add suffixes. All right? So if a word has a suffix, both a prefix and a suffix, you call that an affix. Okay. I wish we had a remote control so that I could do. Okay. Purposes of prefixes. To determine whether a word is positive or negative. For example, the word misplace. Place has something to do with the location of a thing. Okay? Now, if you add the word misplace, miss has a negative indication, which means it's missing or it's nowhere to be found. So because of the prefix miss, we have identified that the word is a negative word. Okay? All right. To eliminate incorrect answers, through the use of prefixes, you can identify how you can cross out an answer from the multiple choices, just like what we did earlier. Since the word in the example is positive and the word in the choices is negative, that's an indication that the word in the choices should be eliminated, right? Okay. To provide partial context for the meaning of the word. Partial context. Okay? It adds up to the meaning of a specific word in a sentence. So that's the purpose of prefixes. For example, take the word polyglot. If you know that the prefix poly means many, you can eliminate all but the correct answer in the question below. Okay, let's try it out. Again, the meaning of the word poly is many. Marami. Now, glot has something to do with language. The word glot, glossary. Remember when you look at a textbook and behind the few pages behind the book, there's a glossary of words that are unlocked. So, poly means many, glot means language or associated with language. So now we somehow have an idea what the word polyglot means. Let's see. A, Someone who is an expert in global issues. Global issues. B, someone who administers lie detector tests. Lie detector tests. C, someone who is easily frightened. D, someone who speaks many languages. And E, someone who travels. What is one clue? The first clue that we can use to help us identify what are the choices that needed to be crossed out. First, again, poly means many. So, which among these examples has the word many? Letter D. Because of this word many, it can be a high possibility that this is the meaning, or this is the correct answer. Because of the word poly and many, which have the same meaning. Okay. So, again, glot has something to do with language. So therefore, the correct answer is letter D. Okay? We can't cross out the answers A, B, C, D, A, B, C, E easily because they're actually different categories, if you've noticed. They don't have anything in common, so it's kind of difficult to check. Should I eliminate A? Should I eliminate B, C? But because of the context clue poly and the word many, definitely the most possible answer is letter D. Okay? If, for example, you don't know the meaning of glot or the root word glot. All right? Okay. So the root, the main part of a word, the base upon which prefixes and suffixes are added. Okay? For example, the word place. Place. Ano mo kasi maglagay ng text box? I don't know how to put, but yeah, okay. So we have the word place. All right, I'm gonna put the word place here. This is a root word. Now, if we add a prefix, we can use miss, okay? Which makes the word a different meaning, meaning you don't know where you placed something. You misplaced something, okay? You forgot where you placed a specific thing. Now, let's remove the word place and let's add the word placement. This is a suffix, placement. It means where is it placed? The placement of the glasses were in a safe area. The placement was in a safe area. Okay. Prefix syllables attached to the beginning of a word to change or add to its meaning. Always remember, prefixes are placed in the beginning. And suffix is placed attached to the end of a word to change or add to its meaning. Example, malign. What do you think is the root word? Ein. But the prefix is mal. Do you have any idea what the prefix mal means? The prefix mal, other example is malice, malnutrition, maleficent. What is something in common when it comes to those given examples? That the prefix mal has a negative indication. It's a negative word, okay? So, we have here A, to arrange, alignment, alignment. To arrange, to speak badly about, C, to charm and chant, to cast an evil spell. Do you have any guesses what this word means? Any people from Zoom? Okay, we have some answers. One of the answers is B, to speak badly about. How about people from face to face? What do you think is the meaning of malign? Okay, this is a bit tricky. Why? Because the word malign, it can be used as an adjective, meaning it describes a person, and it can also mean it's a verb, it's an action. But the question is, to malign means. Ibig sabihin, to pertains to an action, meaning we need to get the verb meaning of the word malign. Okay? It doesn't say if someone has a malign attitude or characteristic, it means nun mo palang gagamitin siya as adjective. Because as I said, malign can be an adjective and a verb at the same time. But since we have the word to, it means it shows action. To malign means A, to arrange. Again, as I said, malign means a negative indication. So does arrange have something to do with negative? No, so let's cross out A. To speak badly about. So we have this word badly, which is connected to the word malign, mal, to the prefix mal. So yeah, it is possible that this could be the right answer. C, to charm or enchant. Sometimes charming and enchanting can be associated to evilness, but then charm is a positive word, meaning cross out letter C. Okay? So how about the word cast an evil spell? Well, possible naman. But it's too specific. It's a too specific term. Cast an evil spell. Grabe naman sa cast an evil spell. Mangkukulam yun. So yeah, cross it out because it's too extreme. The answer is too extreme. It's beyond what we're looking for. So to flatter, again, this is a positive word. Meaning cross out again because mal means bad. So the right answer is B, to speak badly about somebody. Okay? Congratulations, Rendo, for giving us the right answer. You are the student of the day. Kanina pa puro tama yung sagot niya eh. But we can't. What? May nagsasabi dito, sinerge mo lang daw. When you come here to the face-to-face class, I'll show you who said that. Just kidding. All right. Okay. Is it, na-follow nyo kung paano natin i-eliminate yung possible and not possible answers, kung paano natin sila is-segregate. So you do need a lot of heavy analytical skills when it comes to this. But then, if you are aware of the prefixes that are used, you can easily get the correct answer. Ha 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 ha. Natawa siya. Meaning, totoong nag-search. Lugi yung mga taga-site o hindi agad makapag-Google. Right. So I think you all understand the explanation, right? So now let's do a short activity. Activity time. Okay. I-check natin. Don't worry. I have an answer key for this. So, we will be providing those answer keys in the handouts that will be provided in your group chats or the group Facebook group, the group chat, Messenger and Facebook group. So whether you get it wrong right now, it's okay. You'll get the right answers later. But for now, please answer this. Okay, I'm giving you 3 minutes. Okay, let's see. So by the way, meaning of the prefix, meaning of the word. So, yung red, dito mo siya kukunin sa meaning of the prefix. And then, yung meaning of the word sa root, yung naka-black. Okay? Go ahead. Enjoy. It's okay. It's not an actual test. This really adds malice. Uy, grabe, bonus na lang yung number 3, oh. Kakadiscuss lang, oh. Bonus din yata yung number 5. Dali lang eh. Grabe, ang bilis ng oras. 11:22 na agad. You have only a minute left. Okay, time's up. Challenging? Kinda. Okay, so let's discuss. Disbelief. This word means, the root word is belief, meaning paniniwala. Okay? So the prefix dis is an indication that this word has a negative meaning now. Meaning it's the opposite of believing. So you have a disbelief, trust issues. Trust issues. You don't want trust issues then. Okay, so this is a prefix that means away from, apart, or reversal. Binaliktad ang meaning ng belief. So it means, disbelief means the state of not accepting something as true. Okay? Did you get the right answer? Good. Okay. Let's make use of the pen. So we have away from, apart, reversal, or not. That is the meaning of dis. Therefore, disbelief means the state of not accepting something as true. Okay? Now let's have number 2, abscond. Okay. Abs. Words with the prefix abs talk about from or away or off. From, away, or off. This one. From, away, or off. And it means to abscond means to run away and hide. To run away and hide. Okay, again, number 3, the prefix mal has a negative meaning. Okay, which means bad, evil, abnormal, not normal, wrong, mal. Allergic reaction. Okay, so malice means a desire to cause pain, injury, or distress to another person. Okay, so number 3, the correct answer is A. Is everyone getting the correct answers? Okay, I know, it's kind of challenging. Now we have anti or anti, antipathy. Anti-social, meaning it also has a negative meaning. Anti-February. Sino yung mga anti-February dito? Uy, ang tagal naman ng February. Hindi pa ba March? Anti, meaning you're against. Opposing. It talks about opposing. Right? Check ko lang yung kodigo ko. Joke. So yon, it talks about opposite or opposing. Anti. Kapag anti-social ka, it means you're not social. Or you hate being social. Meaning, antipathy is great aversion or dislike. You dislike something. Letter F. Now, number 5, uni. From the word union or universe, it talks about one, unity. A collection of things or subjects being united. So easily, we know that the answer to number 5 is 1. Okay? And the right answer, we only have B, D, and E as our choices. So the right answer is D. No, are you sure? Actually, the right answer for number 5 is E. confederation of individuals. Like the universe is the union of galaxies, right? Let's be united. Let the world be united, meaning all the countries in the world will form a confederation. All right? Multitasking. Dito magaling ang mga babae. At dito mahina ang mga lalaki, kaya nahuhuli kayo pag nag-cheat kayo. So yeah, multitasking is a task that women are known to be good at. Actually, I'm really good at multitasking. When I'm having my online classes, so while I'm talking to my student, I'm also encoding whatever my student is saying. Because I need to encode the sentences. And I also have to encode my evaluation so that at the end of the class, I have all the notes ready. So I believe most women are good at multitasking, like doing your laundry while listening to some accent drills for you to be efficient on your IELTS examination, right? Multi, it means many, okay? Or at the same time. Okay, many. Yeah, multi means many. So that's the right answer. And B, concurrent performance of activities, meaning concurrent means happening at the same time. And last one, of course, easiest one, interlock. Interlock from the word inter, it has something to do with being connected. The internet. The internet helps us all to be connected. So inter means between, among, within. And interlock means to become connected together. It kind of got messy, but I think everyone understood, right? Again, don't worry. This will be included in the handouts. And this is the right answers. Everything clear? So now, if there is the prefix a or an, it automatically shows that it means not or without. Amoral, not moral. Atypical, not typical. In is a prefix that also means not. It means it makes the word opposite. So the opposite of accurate is inaccurate. The opposite of competent is incompetent. The opposite of formal is informal. It changes the meaning and it becomes the opposite meaning because of the prefix in. This. Now, the prefix this means away from, apart, reversal, or not. Dismiss. Class is dismissed. To send away or to dismiss means to actually announce that the class is over and all the students can go home. Class dismissed. Wait guys, class dismissed now. Just kidding. Wala pang 12. Ba't natuwa ka, Jade? Sabi ko, class dismissed, natuwa Jade. Disobedient. Not being obedient. Are you a disobedient daughter? Are you a disobedient husband? Hopefully not. Okay, AB or abs. From, this is a prefix that means from or away of, away, off. Abduct, to take by force. Abnormal, away from or apart from the standard. In the Philippines, it's a Taglish expression. Uy, abnormal to. But it doesn't mean no special child siya, okay? It actually means that the person is not acting according to the standard. That's why you said, uy, abnormal. Grabe siya, oh. Diba? So, it's away from the standard. X. Exit. Tama yan, yung mga ex, dapat exit na sa buhay natin, di ba? So, taas kamay yung mga singles on Feb 14. Bumuo tayo ng grupo. Joke lang. Okay. X. Out of, or away from. Exit, expel. You are expelled from this review center because you got confidential information. Okay, expel. We don't want to be expelled from anything, right? But yeah, X is an indication that there's an exit or there's something that you're away from. Mal. Pangatlong beses ko lang dinidiscuss to, skip na natin. Okay, mal is an indication that there's a negative meaning or an evil, wrong meaning, such as malfunction. What is happening to your computer? It's malfunctioning, meaning it's not functioning the way it should be. It's not functioning the normal way it's expected to function. So that is the meaning of malfunction. To fail to function properly. Malpractice. Due to medical malpractice, I lost my father. Example lang yun. But yeah, it does happen. We lose lives because of some medical or doctor's malpractice, and you can sue them if you feel like they did something. You can sue them if they malpractice and if you have money. Okay, miss. This is a prefix that also means bad, wrong. Well, puro na lang bad, wrong, evil. Wala bang positive? Okay, doon muna tayo sa mga, yung mga, tandaan nyo, mal, miss, anti. Yan yung mga negative meaning. Okay, but don't worry. You don't need to take a picture because these will be included in the handouts. Ulit. That's a handouts, okay? And then, anti or and opposite. Anti-Marcos. Sino yung mga anti-Marcos? Meaning you're not supporting a certain kind of group or organization or whatever. You're against it. Antibiotic. From the word bio, it means life. So it says here that an antibiotic is a substance that kills microorganisms. Microorganisms have life. So if it's an antibiotic, it kills the life of those microorganisms. Did I explain it correctly, nurses here? Okay, I don't know. But yeah, antibiotic, we all know, you should always be taking them according to prescription. Hindi yung trip-trip mo lang. Because it can actually harm your internal organs if taken the wrong way, okay? Or wrong dosage. Antidote, remedy for counteracting the effects of a poison. Antidote. So we all need an antidote. I don't know, have you been watching some action films wherein sometimes, like, the main character pretends to be dead in one of the series or movies, and then may sinasaktan silang poison to make it look like the person died. Hindi ko manood ng ganyan eh. And then they have a partner in crime, which is their partner who sinasaksak yung antidote, and then all of a sudden the person comes back to life. Something like that. So antidote. Na-miss ko lang manood ng Netflix. I don't really have time to watch Netflix these days. But yeah, action movies. Uni, again, as discussed earlier, it means one. Or the union of individuals. Okay? Unify, to form into a single unit. Meaning, hindi watak-watak. Alright? One. Not two, but one. Now, these are commonly used. Multi, poly, it means many, multiple, many, much. Multimedia. Tony Gonzaga is a multimedia queen. Meaning, since Tony Gonzaga is so talented, she can sing, she can act, she can host, it means she's multi-talented. That's why she's the multimedia queen. I'm not sure if she's a multimedia queen, but there's something, it's a brand niya that she is announced, she's known as a multimedia artist. Okay, Tony Gonzaga. And then polygamy, the system of having more than one wife at a time. Wow. Well, that is not practiced in common Filipino cultures, but it can be practiced in Muslim cultures. Polygamy, right? We were brought up not to be used to that. But even though some men are not Muslims, they practice polygamy. Why though? Polysyllabic, having three or more syllables. If a word has three or more syllables, it is considered as polysyllabic. For example, the word comfortable. It has three syllables. Four syllables. Comfortable. But because of the American accent that we talked about last week, it just becomes two syllables. Comfortable. Comfortable. Okay? All right. But I'm not saying that comfortable is wrong. It's still accepted in some cultures, comfortable, but because of the accent, it changes into comfortable. Inter or internet, intersection. So it has something, it is associated with the word between or among or within. Intercept, to stop someone or something. Intervene, okay. You know what? Sobrang dami neto. And if we're going to discuss everything right now, we're not gonna make it happen because it's almost 12. So I want to move on to suffixes, okay? Besides, I already mentioned it 4 times that it will be included in the handouts. Don't make me, I don't want to say it again and again. Okay, suffixes. These are added to the end of words to change or add to their meaning. Okay? They often change a word's part of speech. Pwedeng maging adjective, pwedeng maging adverb, just because of changing the adding or changing suffixes. Okay? Suffixes tell you whether a word is a person, place, or thing, or a noun. An action or state of being, a verb, or a modifier, which is a word that describes an adjective or adverb, which is a word that describes the noun, which is adjective, and describes the verb, adverb. Okay? So, because of suffixes, some words become either an adjective or an adverb. So those are the purposes of suffixes. And these are the examples. Another activity. This is only 1 to 4. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. Mm. Okay. Ngayon ko lang napansin na kakulay ng damit ko yung PPT. Bukas. Bukas gagayahin ko yan. All right, let's have the answers now. So, most of you are already familiar with the given words here. So, the first word on the list is abundance. Abundance. And the suffix is ans. All right. So, the meaning of abundance is C. The state of having excess supply of something. Excess supply of something. Which means abundance is a state of. So, nakita mo yan, no? A state of. Meaning, automatically, you would know this is the correct answer. Right? Kasi may state of dito. Context clues. All right. So, abundance, again, is the state of having excess supply of something. So, a dunce has something to do with the action, the process, or the state of something. Number 2, ventriloquist. Ventriloquist. What the heck does that mean, actually? Okay. A ventriloquist is a performer. Automatically, when you see the suffix ist, it has something to do with the job of a person. One who performs, makes, produces, believes, etc. A guitarist, scientist, pianist. All those words with ist, it's associated with a performer. Okay? So number 2, the right answer is letter A. A performer who projects the voice into a wooden dummy. I even downloaded a picture for you guys to understand what a ventriloquist is. Hirap i-pronounce. Okay. Ventriloquist. Yan. I've watched, I think, Asia's Got Talent or American Got Talent, some entries or, yeah, would you like to say something? Some entries or talents are ventriloquists. It's amusing because they can make it seem like they're not the ones using the voice. Such a skill. All right, radical. We only have 2 choices left. Having the quality of or to cause to be or become. Of course, radical means having the quality of. So since you see this clue, having the quality of, you automatically know that this is the right answer. So radical is having the quality of being far beyond the norm. You are radical. You are not conforming to the norm of this world. You are unique. You are different. You are a change maker. Wow, such a radical leader. And of course, the last word is modernize. When we see the suffix "ize," you automatically know that it is to cause, to be, or become. Modernize. From the word modern, it talks about new. It talks about not old, just new, modern. You updated, right? Updated. So if you want to modernize something, to make it become something, it means to become technologically advanced. I would like my house to be a smart house. So you're gonna modernize your house by putting some smart equipment or smart command. Wow, napaka-social. I like that kind of house, but I feel like it's a luxury. Hopefully in the future. Never say never. Okay, so everything clear? So those are the uses of suffixes, and this is the correct answer here. Again, no need to rattle. Okay, all this will also be included in the handouts. Noun suffixes, ands, ends, detection. In, ism. I would like to skip it because I want to discuss something even more interesting, which is the Latin roots. When we talk about Latin roots, we're talking about these root words, meaning to go, yield, or stop. If you encounter words with CED, CEED, or CESS, it means to go or to stop or to yield. Antecedent, that which precedes or becomes before. Cessation, a stopping, a bringing to an end. Concede, to acknowledge or admit as true, proper, often with reluctance to yield, surrender. Concession, the act of conceding or yielding, a thing yielded, an acknowledgement or admission. Okay? Proceed. Let's proceed with the discussion, meaning let's do it. Let's go. Okay? Exceed, to extend beyond or outside, surpass. Precede is different from proceed, okay? Precede, to become or go before in time, place, rank, or importance. This is a little bit hard to pronounce. Predecessor, one who precedes or comes before another in time, as in holding an office or position. So a predecessor is somebody who una, okay? For example, I am now I am no longer the principal of this school, so I'm a formal principal. You can say that I'm a predecessor, okay? Proceed, to go forward or onward, especially after an interruption. Move on or advance. Procedure, the act or manner of proceeding, or how something is done, the process of something. Okay. Thus, recede means to go forward blindly, to stop or abandon before completion, to move or go back. Because of the word re, it means, what does re mean? Do it again, right? Repeat. Reorganize. It means again, okay? So what do you think, since we have this indication, the prefix re, and then seed means go, do it. What do you think is the right answer? Letter C. We have answers here. To move or go back, retreat. Very good. That is the correct answer. Okay? Because again, the prefix re means do it again, and seed means to act, to yield, to yield. Okay, very good. Okay. With your knowledge of prefixes and suffixes, you can also answer this question. Let's try. Incessant means traveling to many places or locations. B, not stopping, continuing without interruption. To move or go below the surface, subliminal. Going between, through, or among, not direct. Yielding readily under pressure. Okay, we have the prefix in. It means like incompetent. It's a negative connotation, right? Incessant, on the other hand, let's go back. To stop, bringing to an end. Okay? It's the opposite of bringing to an end, it means. So, what do you think is the right answer? Incessant means to bring to an end, to stop. So, but it has the prefix in, which makes it the opposite of stopping. What is the correct answer? See? To move or go below the surface. Below? Is this an indication of the meaning of cessant? No. Again? B. Yes, that is the right answer. Not stopping, because the word cessant means to stop. So we added the prefix in, which makes it the opposite of stopping, which is not stopping, continuing without interruption. Therefore, the right answer is B. Understood? Okay. Quite challenging, but attainable. Okay. Time is almost over. You will see these in your handouts. So I would like to quickly discuss commonly misused words, even though we only have 4 minutes left. Maganda kasi ito eh. Alright, these are commonly misused words or commonly interchanged, especially because they have very similar spelling, and number 2, they sound similar. So sometimes if they sound similar, they can be interchanged. The word affect and effect. Affect is a verb meaning to influence. You're influencing me. It affected me in a certain way. When you said those negative criticisms towards me, I got affected by it. My feelings got hurt. I started thinking, oh yeah, maybe that's true. So it influenced me. It affected me. Now the word affect. Affect is a verb. Affect is a noun. You have to take note of that. Affect is a noun. So your negative words affected me. Verb yun. That is how you made me feel. It affected me. What kind of effect did the negative words have? Negative effect. Okay? Negative effect on me. You understand the difference of affect and effect? A lot and a lot. Napaka, no? Parang very similar tong dalawa na to. A lot. This is what we're all waiting for every month. Allotment. So, sino yung mga, you have parents abroad or you have husbands, wives abroad, they would always give you an allotment every month. So, allot means to distribute. I am allotting my budget of 5K for the camping trip. I am allotting 50% of my salary for my family's needs. That is the meaning of allot. And a lot, 2 words mean many. Okay. The money that was allotted to me this month is a lot. Thank God. Okay, so you get the difference? Another example. Already is Are we all ready for the camping trip? I'm all ready. I'm already in the bus. Meaning, nandun ka na sa bus. Already means entirely ready or prepared. But already means before or previously. Okay, for example, Sir Kevin asks, are you, have you read the lecture for tomorrow? Yes, I've already read it. I am all ready for tomorrow's lecture. But I already read it is different from I am all ready for the lecture. You get the point? All together means in one group. All together, put together, the words has two meanings. It can mean completely or whole, as a whole, entirely, in total. Okay, time is now over. I need to say goodbye to all the Zoom participants. Thank you so much, Karen, May, and Brendo for your active, and even Giselle for your active participation in Zoom. It is highly appreciated. Hope to see you guys face to face. I'll be ending today's lecture. And as I said earlier, we were not able to cover all the specific details of suffixes and prefixes, but again, they will be provided in the handouts. Bye!